And welcome back, my lovelies. Today we're going to be making sweet and sour chicken. Of course, the ingredients that you're going to need: chicken. Now this was frozen, but it's been in the fridge overnight to partly defrost, but you can probably still see a lot of ice built up on it. That's fine. It just makes it easier to cut through and not, flopping everywhere. Other ingredients we're going for this, chicken for the chicken part. For the sweet and sour sauce: vinegar, soy sauce. I'm using tomato paste instead of ketchup or tomato sauce. I've got garlic there, a bit of corn flour and brown sugar, and then of course I'll cook up some rice to go with it all. Alright, so first up we're going to need to chop up the chicken. Now the piece on the end of this knife may be a little bit too big. I'm going to chop that in half. Probably going to want pieces about 2/3 the size of this. I'll get back to you when I've put it all in the pot. Sweet as. And now with all the chicken chopped up, it might actually be a bit too much for the bowl if we're going to mix things in a moment. You'll see. Time to make the sweet and sour sauce. Alright, cool. To start off with, we're going to start off with a big teaspoon of corn flour and 2/3 of a cup of water, just into another mixing bowl or a one of these measuring cup cylinder things, and just mix it. This will create a thickening agent for later on. Sweet as. To this cornstarch mix we're going to add a big spoon of the tomato paste. Mix that in, of course, and I've got a 1/4 cup of vinegar, 1/3 of a cup. Just add that in, and then we're going to probably get about a 1/4 cup of soy. Now if you don't want to do soy, you can just add normal salt, but this gives it, the more Asian-esque taste. Cool. Lid off the garlic now, then I can actually add the garlic. If you're going to add garlic, you don't. You add lots. There was one other ingredient I forgot to mention earlier on, and it's one of the more key important ones, and that is, you meant to do pineapple juice, but if you don't have any, orange juice will be a good enough substitute. Good enough. And for that, about another 1/2 cup. Half cup of orange juice. You're mainly wanting the acidicness of the orange juice to, You could use lemon juice, maybe. Actually, I've got some lime juice. I'll add a splash of that, but I'll do that off camera. And now, we've got sugar to be added. We're going to add, just do 2 teaspoons for it. And I'll get back in a moment. Sweet as. Now with all the ingredients added, you're just going to stir it in for, 20 seconds or however much. Just make sure everything's properly mixed together. And then we're just going to put it to the side for now. Now with the back to the chicken, we're just going to add corn flour to the top. And then, because this bowl's a bit too small really, we're just going to have to mix it all in by hand rather than actually stirring it. So if you have a big bowl, you can use just a big spoon and just stir it around. But now I'm going to have to stick in and get dirty and just really try and make sure all the chicken's got a sort of an even coating. This will create a bit of hopefully a crispy surface for when we fry it up. Be back in a moment. Cool. So pan on the stove. The gas is on. It's only a lowish heat at the moment. You might be able to hear it now. Yeah, I've definitely turned it up. Get the oil up to temperature, and then we're just gonna start frying up the chicken. Cool, it's up to heat, I hope. And just to add, it's probably not actually quite as hot as I was hoping. Anyway, fry it up a bit. Really, you just want to make sure it's cooked properly. Normally, for sweet and sour, you find that they've got like a batter on. A batter is real easy to make if I just don't really have time to do it. A batter pretty much is just like flour and water, and you can add baking powder or baking soda just to make it zhuzh up in volume. If you want to make it a beer batter, rather than just using water and baking soda, you just use beer. You can also add salt to it if you need. But yeah, alright, I'll cook up all the chicken and I'll get back. Cool, with the chicken that's done, you just dump it in a pot. I mean, it's not fully cooked properly, but that's fine, because we've just got to add the sweet and sour sauce into that. It may seem pretty thin now, but once it's, you know, cooked up a fair bit, it'll thicken up a fair bit. Sweet, all the chicken's now been its basic fry done, and now we just need it on a sort of medium to low heat just to get it up to simmer, and then we're just going to have it simmer away for like 20 minutes. Alright, so now while we've got the sweet and sour chicken cooking away, it's time to cook up the rice. First of all, you're going to need a pot, water, and I'm going to use stock and rice, of course. Step 1, dump rice. You got to dump the rice into a pot. Step 2, fill the pot with cold water and just mix it around. Mix it around, leave it to soak for half a minute. I'll be back in a moment. And after a minute or two, with a bit of stirring, or if you don't have a spoon, you know, just trying to not spill it out. You'll see how the water's gone very murky. There'll just be excess starch. We're just cleaning the rice now. You tip that out. It's up to you if you want to add more, but I'm going to do a bit of a hot water rinse just to help preheat the rice in the pot as well. Anyway, from here with you want about twice as much water as rice to start with. If that ends up not being quite enough, you can always add more water later on, but remember, you can't exactly remove the water from the rice afterwards if you've done too much. Right, from here onto the stove. Here, the stove is on, and we're just getting a, you know, nice medium high heat, and we'll just be we'll put the lid on and we'll just leave it for a couple of minutes. Well, I almost forgot to add the stock cube as well. This is a chicken stock cube because we're of course having sweet and sour chicken, so you just want the complementary flavors really. Cool, that's the stock mixed into the rice now. So the rice will quite nicely flavored with a bit of chicken stock. So yeah, all up 10 to 20 minutes for the rice, really depending upon heat, and well, if you have tons of water it cooks quicker, but then you're just going to end up with soggy rice. So like I said, you can always, you know, add more water, but you can't take it out. So after a while it will look like the rice has absorbed pretty much all the water, and if you struggle to know when rice is ready like I do, pretty much just mix it up, get out a small amount, like only a couple of granules are needed, and then you're actually just going to have to eat them to see if they're still raw on the center or not. Still a little bit, probably need a little bit more water actually. Yep. I'll be back. After, you know, add a bit more water, a few more minutes, tiny bit soggy, but they'll dry out as you know, mix it round, and as it cools down, it will dry off a bit more. The sweet and sour chicken. Yep, that looks pretty good. That's up to the temperature quite nicely, so it should have all cooked through quite well. Anyway, that's the end of the video. This should hopefully be a real yum dinner, and with plenty of leftovers. You just cook up some more rice whenever you need it. Alright, thank you for watching. Adios.